The woman was shocked to find the birthmark on her newborn daughter's hand was gone. She remembered during delivery, the nurse had shown her the baby, and she had deliberately stamped the baby's arm to prevent a baby swap, so she was sure the baby in her arms was not her daughter. She immediately told her husband. After hearing this, he ordered the hospital to be sealed off, but by then the baby had already been taken to the morgue by the nurse, trying to use this chance to kill the baby, so her own daughter could take her place as the rich heiress. This terrified the baby, who thought her long-awaited wealthy life was over before it began. In her past life she was just an ordinary office worker. One day while working overtime she suddenly died. When she opened her eyes again, she found herself in the underworld. As the king of hell reviewed her life, he saw she had worked hard without joy, and sighed at how pitiful she was. So he granted her a chance to reincarnate. She wished to be rich and carefree. The king of hell agreed immediately. Before she could react, she was already in the womb of the richest family. The girl was so excited she flailed her arms and legs, but her joy was short-lived. The tycoon suddenly said the maid's due date was the same day as his wife's. The baby instantly realized the plot felt familiar, and understood she would be swapped at birth. She was terrified, but then the tycoon added he had booked the entire top floor exclusively for his wife's delivery. Not even a fly could get in. The girl was finally at ease. Soon it was the day of delivery, but during labor the umbilical cord wrapped around her neck, and they had to transfer to the city's maternal hospital. The baby knew this was trouble, because that's where the maid worked. As the tycoon's wife arrived, the maid saw her, and quickly faked a fall, triggering premature labor. After giving birth, a nurse came to take the baby for cleaning, unaware that this nurse was actually the maid in disguise. The girl thought of her previous life's hardships, and how hard she worked to be reborn into wealth. She couldn't die now, so she pretended to faint, making the maid think she had died. As expected, the maid felt the baby stop moving, and let go. The girl seized the moment, and started crying loudly. The tycoon's wife heard the cry, and asked the nurse to bring the baby over. In a panic, the maid quickly swapped the two babies, and handed the fake daughter to the tycoon. Seeing the baby, his wife finally relaxed. The maid saw they weren't suspicious, so she left, to dispose of the real heiress, unaware that the tycoon's wife immediately noticed the baby wasn't hers. The tycoon also realized the baby was swapped, and ordered the hospital to be sealed off for investigation. Meanwhile, the maid carried the baby to the morgue, to ensure no future trouble. She planned to end the girl's life completely. As she was about to put the baby in, a young boy suddenly stopped her. Seeing it was just a kid, the maid relaxed, and told him to leave as she had work to do. But the boy instantly spotted she was a fake nurse, because real nurses wore white soft-soled shoes, and the maid didn't know this. She wore black shoes. The maid claimed she wore the wrong pair, but the boy didn't believe her. He demanded to check if the baby was really dead. Afraid of being exposed, the maid shoved the boy aside, and placed the baby into the morgue. At the critical moment, the boy grabbed her arm tightly, and shouted loudly. This caught the tycoon's attention. At that moment, a hospital announcement broadcasted the missing baby case. The maid realized the tycoon had discovered the baby swap, and knew she had to escape, or she'd be done for. She pushed the boy to the ground, slammed the morgue door shut, but just as she escaped, she ran straight into the tycoon.